LLC, Intuitive Research. I'll give you some money later, John. Isn't that a great commercial? My campaign ads, they'll be fantastic. Yeah.
Widge is here.
She should have intuitively known to give you money ahead of time.
Yeah, he knows I'm good for it.
Well, she did the research and knew that I wouldn't be expecting it.
All right. So, oh my God, she's also a very, very, very distant related to actor Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, okay. So she is related.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. And that little fact checking was brought to you by Spaz House LLC Intuitive Research. So look us up on the web at spazhousellc.com for all your research needs, fact checking, roadmaps, and hey, just send an email to me. That's spazhousellc@gmail.com. On to the program.
So roadmaps, you're going up against Google Maps?
I call them roadmaps. It's a product I'm rolling out. See how I'm sounding. It's a way of showing if people want to do their own research. I have a product called a roadmap that'll point out to the places where you could get to the information you want, opposed to what everybody does, which is Google, Wikipedia, look at 3 pages and say, oh my God, I'm stuck. So I help people who are stuck and I find their way. Or they could do, we do the full research, but sometimes people want to try it themselves.
Those fools.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing is sometimes people, well, you know this, people are too close to their topic. That they can't see other options. So I was working with an editor not too long ago. She posed 3 questions, and we answered her 3 questions because
what is your name?
It was a really cool.
Favorite color?
Go ahead.
That's it.
Okay. So anyway.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
I forgot. Is that the east or west one? What is it? North or south? I can't tell. I hitchhiked.
Unladen.
And Rox goes into the chasm.
I do. No, I went the extra mile, and I found an ecologist for this inquiry and talked to the ecologist about the topic. And the interesting thing was this guy's like, why are you calling me and not the author? I said, because she's too close to her, topic that she can't see around it. And I have the quintessential liberal art education that I can actually talk to you about. And he went, oh. So there is something about liberal art education.
So an ecologist, they're a specialist in E. coli?
Kind of. Okay. He was talking about how life spreads itself. How, after like volcanoes and stuff erupt, a number of years, life starts sprouting. It's called Pantera or something. I forgot.
The band?
No. It's like Pan something or you just call it. You just say life spreads itself. Like a seed drops. It's on.
You mean life finds a way?
Yes, life finds a way, Scott. Life finds a way for you too. So anyway, slowly life gets will rise up in places of great devastation and stuff.
Scott, you know what I have to say about that?
What?
Rox is a clever girl.
I am. So anyway, we were able to sort of punch holes to her topic a little bit, and was pretty much able to say, okay, this is your information. However, you need to think about C, D, E, F that you didn't think of. that somebody is going to say, "Hey, what about this? What about
Yeah, but
what about taxes on property that has lain fallow, but it's on the beach?"
but couldn't Sesame Street have told them the same thing to look for C, D, E, and F?
Yeah,
Okay.
but nobody looks at that anymore. There you go. So,
Well, it's now on HBO first.
this is, oh my God, this is true. Yes, they said that at Dragon Con last year at one of the panels.
When you're playing the game of Sesame Street, you
But
either
eventually-
run the letter A or the number 1.
Yeah, and eventually it gets to YouTube. I think that's how that works, right?
Well,
No,
I think they're putting it on PBS later, isn't it right?
Yes.
Like 3 months later.
And I'm like, that's not so bad because there's only like, what, 50 years worth of episodes you
Yeah,
could
but
play?
I know, but don't forget the first. All right, I watched Sesame Street. I was 4 when Sesame Street came out. Remember that DVD that came out for the first, what? How many? 20 episodes? Whatever episodes. There's a parental warning. Now, don't forget the first episode, which we showed at the Gonzo Film Festival, of Gordon picking up a stray child walking down Sesame Street for milk.
No, I know. I'm just saying, I just looked on Wikipedia, which is always right. They've had 46 seasons and over 4,300 episodes. So surely at some point they tipped into this is actually still safe to watch category.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sort of pointing it out to our newest viewers, that
We have
that
viewers?
sort of, or listeners. Well, I don't know.
Well,
Sometimes,
those people
hold
are.
on. Sometimes John puts our little discussion on YouTube while we're recording, so I don't know if we're in front of a live audience. John?
Or this could be people could be listening back to the Interpretive Dance Channel, and a series of dancers are performing our words right now.
Hold on. No one told me about interpretive dance. I have not had time to stretch.
Warning.
Oh, Scott, we don't have your video up. We just have your...
No, we don't dance, Scott. Someone else dances.
You're still so Mad Men.
Do your friends dance though, Widge? Because if they don't dance.
Yeah.
That's Morris dance thing.
Apparently, if they don't dance, someone's stomach starts to rumble.
Or was that Lee trying to wake up?
Ooh. So John, when do you start 50 days?
Hold on, let me look at my little countdown. It's 65 days out right now, so in 15 days.
Wow. Well, hit me up for alt history and whatever Lee can't do.
Okay.
I'll help you out.
And I help.
I'll help. Yes. So, what else? So did we start? It's like 8:38.
Yeah, we started.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I could lead off with, I know something everybody has. I finally got caught up with Penny Dreadful. I know, Widge, you didn't watch last season, did you?
No, I'm behind on everything. I'm just now watching Daredevil season 2. So.
Oh, see, I haven't watched that. So, okay.
Oh, it's good. Oh, it's so good.
Well, yeah. Well, you know me. I go to the darker side, so I'll let you guys handle that.
Daredevil's pretty dark, although Jessica Jones is darker.
Okay. Well. Anyway, this was the final season of Penny Dreadful, the Showtime TV show, which was a far better conglomeration of, putting classic monsters together, unlike League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
The movie.
Film.
Yeah.
Yes. This had Timothy Dalton. I forgot all the other people. They're memorable. So you had characters like Dr. Jekyll, Dorian Gray, Victor Frankenstein, his creature, who was, I think, you saw the first season.
Yes. So Roy Kinnear.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
He is awesome.
Yes.
He plays such a heartbreaking creature, because here's the thing, they're all monsters on the show.
And,
go
oh my
ahead.
God. What was that?
I don't know. It's probably Scott.
I didn't do it.
It's your gran.
No, she's out the store.
Is she?
Yeah.
You're not shopping for her?
Well, sometimes I do, but sometimes we do it together.
Not right now.
Well, sometimes sometimes I do it, sometimes she does it.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, Rox, also, Roy Kinnear had one of the best entrances ever in season 1.
Oh my God, yes.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yes. So they ended the series, and it was really heartbreaking, I will say. To end, and I've said this with American Horror, with the Asylum, that sometimes redemption and stuff is sometimes your best ending of a show. Asylum to me was one of the best ones, even though Jessica Lange's character was horrible. There was redemption, and there's something amazing about it. But Roy Kinnear plays an amazing. I mean, he should do audiobooks and just do poetry, because he takes up the name. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, as far as audiobooks go, I know that he did. He did one of the Bond books. Anyway, keep going. I'll look it up.
Oh, so he takes on the name John Clare, who was a poet, and he forms a connect. It's interesting on how all these characters. Vanessa Ives was friends with Minna Harker. I'm sure I'll do a spoiler. Dracula shows up in this season. Last season they had a bunch of witches and stuff. And the Josh Harkness plays pretty much a Talbot, so he's a werewolf.
Spoilers if you haven't seen season 1.
Yeah, lots of spoilers. But it's a very visual show. The connection with the characters was really, really good. They took a little bit of liberties of like little head scratching on, it's like, really? How did that, something didn't make sense, like being released from her evil and stuff. But it's a great joyride. It really is. If you're a fan of Hammer films, this will. Oh, and Patti LuPone is back.
That's what I heard.
Yes, and she plays an amazing character. She plays a psychiatrist from New York, and she's pretty freaking amazing. Personally, I wouldn't want her as a therapist, but
Well,
just saying.
I did get as far as seeing her in season 2, and that episode with her in it as the cut wife was fucking amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. Watch it for the acting and the writing in this is really, and Billie Piper is not bad in this.
No.
She's really, really actually. This season, it was they really were playing heartstrings on people like you cannot believe. And I'm not gonna, if you may want to hold off on this, John, for a while. I'm just saying now. Anyway, it's a great series. Watch it. Last season's was good. This one, they wrapped it up, and the thing is there was it caught everybody off, on for surprise that this was done. It was it.
Well, that's a shame, because now we've got Fox is trying to do a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen show.
Now,
Now, if they approached it with the same kind of angle that this did.
They're not.
I know, but
know,
the thing
but-
is something like this when you have it's one of those things, and that's why I like Hammer films. They don't. There is a little bit of the campiness, but there really was not any camp in this series at all. And I'm worried that Fox would just sort of like, hey, isn't this fun and stuff? And I don't know if Fox really understands Alan Moore's writing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they might surprise us.
The one thing I would like, since I understand that they wrapped up this particular story, would be for them to do what League of Extraordinary Gentlemen has done, and say, jump forward 20 years and tell another story under the Penny Dreadful banner, with maybe some of the same characters, but a lot of different characters in the same vein. No pun intended.
Yeah, okay, but
So
okay.
do like a 1920s deal?
Yeah, but you know what, Scott and I think we had the same kind of argument about the actual comic when it came to the 1960s, right, Scott? I mean, I didn't care for it.
I didn't make it past War of the Worlds. I thought that was horrible. So
yeah,
I read some of the past stuff, but I wasn't that impressed. I think the only thing we really got from those things is Alan Moore really hates James Bond.
Oh my God, yeah, he does.
And he also hates Harry Potter.
Okay.
But that's from like the newest one, the one that's quote unquote modern day.
There's a new one?
Yeah, I think there was one that covered modern day. I think so, or at least 99 or close enough.
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I happened to pick it up, legally acquire it, so.
Well, good for you, Scott.
So, but it was okay.
Right.
Like,
So there was Century, which went from 1910 to 2009.
That might be it. This was a while ago, so I don't remember exactly what the name was and everything, so. Maybe.
Oh.
And then there was a trilogy of titles simply featuring Nemo and his family, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
I absolutely loved Volume 1. I loved the setup of Volume 2 and like the first half of it. But then it just went right to shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I have not been that happy with Alan Moore since, honestly.
Well, okay, so I was at the American Library Association conference in Orlando. And Scott, I picked up, and it's an advanced reader copy. I'll have to get it. Hold on. I'll be right back. It's just right over there. Hold on. Don't do anything!
Okay.
So, 2016 continues to kick everybody in the teeth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just stop what you're doing, Scott. Just stop. So we're back.
Yes.
And we're
You don't.
back. So look at this. See how thick this is?
Is that? Are you holding up Jerusalem?
I am.
Holy shit!
Shit.
Ta-da.
That's like Harry Potter size.
It is. Oh my God. Okay, so this is advanced reader copy, so I'm sure there might be some editing. 1,279. Yes.
Impressive.
See, bitches! Ha ha ha! I'm Alan Moore!
The shipping weight is
Oh my God, it's
1.7 pounds.
Is it really? Library reads nominations due 720. So yeah, this was the thing all the book nerd people just grabbed up. It's called. It's somebody. Oh, so who wrote this? And I'm not really supposed to quote, but by the time this goes up, it'll be fine. Because it's advanced and we're not supposed to quote. Fierce in its imagining and stupefying in its scope. Alan Moore's epic novel, Jerusalem, is the tale of everything told from a vanished gutter. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, wow. I like this. A novel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so the audiobooks.
How many months does it take to go through that?
Oh God. Well, there's 14 of them. Dan Stevens reads Casino Royale. Roy Kinnear reads Live and Let Die. Bill Nighy does Moonraker. Damian Lewis does Diamonds Are Forever. Toby Stevens from Russia with Love. Hugh Quarshie, Dr. No. Hugh Bonneville, Goldfinger.
Oh, wow.
Samuel West, For Your Eyes Only. Jason Isaacs, Thunderball.
Oh my gosh, I love Jason Isaacs.
Yep. Rosamund Pike, Spy Who Loved Me.
Hell is that?
What?
I don't know.
Was that John?
It was John.
Oh God.
John's not contributing to the conversation.
Not really.
David, what the fuck? David Tennant, On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Martin Jarvis, You Only Live Twice. Kenneth Branagh, The Man with a Golden Gun. And Tom Hiddleston, Octopussy and the Living Daylights.
Wow. Are these new releases? Are these new?
They've been out for I don't know, 3-4 years. You can get them on Audible.
Did you ever see Tom Hiddleston in Only Lovers
Left Alive?
No,
Left
I have
Alive?
not yet.
Oh my God, you should see that. It's awesome. It's good.
And
it's a Jim Jarmusch film too. I don't know why I said it that way, but
Well, that just means it's going to have a certain amount of. Huh?
There is, and man, there's that scene, and we could talk about whatchamacallit about. We're talking books anyway, but there's this awesome scene of Tilda Swinton, who, I have a girl crush on. She's just fabulous. I think if they do a movie about Iris Apfel, which I'm watching that documentary, Tilda can play her. Anyway, there's a great scene where she's packing to go on a trip, and she's packing books. Not clothes, books. It's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. Anyway, yeah. What are you up to, Scott?
Currently, I am recovering from the latest Spouse Show.
Ooh, all right, so, what'd you guys do?
This was our annual Queer Spouse Festival, so we concentrated on queer material.
Oh, okay, so, that whole thing, did you do like a bathroom skit or anything? Just asking. You can say yes or no,
No, we did that last year.
Oh, okay. Well, the convention center, and I wrote this in on Facebook. There were 2 bathrooms that were just bathrooms. They were not gender specific, and they had a really cool little sign out by the ALA.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no big deal. What you find out, when you're primping your hair and a guy walks by and needs to go to the bathroom, we all have to pee. That's it.
This is the time that you found that out? You didn't know this before?
I did, but no, I'm just saying. I'm just, telling this to, my future clients.
She will go above and beyond to research. You know what?
This is research. See?
I've discovered that men have to pee too, and I will cite my sources.
There you go. Yes.
But
what? All right. So what did you do? What was your thing?
My skit was actually a rewrite of a one I'd done previously about a gay sex robot.
Okay. Like AI, which was a horrible film.
No. About, of somebody telling somebody else about the benefits of having a gay sex robot.
And okay. Did you write it? Did you
Well,
write it?
I did write it. What inspired me was I remember reading a while ago a book called Love and Sex with Robots, which talked about how sooner or later we're going to have robots we're going to have sex with, maybe fall in love with. And it was an interesting book, but the problem was it didn't really talk about relationships with gay and lesbians. So I kind of wrote this as like, what would it be like in this version if if there was supposed to be gay sex, and if they were doing it for
themselves.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so wow. I was gonna go with a bathroom joke, so it'd be like, one set leaves the seat up and one doesn't. That was bad.
It's okay.
Okay.
But I mean, and we have a bunch of stuff on like we had a couple skits on pregnancy which were interesting.
Okay.
And we had, I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff we did. We ended up with actually a rather raunchy show, even for us, surprisingly enough.
I thought your show was supposed to be raunchy, or is it supposed to be funny, or insightful, or what?
Hopefully we try for all that.
Well,
Okay.
it's sort of funny and raunchy, which makes it funchy.
Gee. Okay, that works. But no, I mean, it was a really nice show, and especially considering everything, we really felt that we really needed to make it really funny for, help people sort of recover, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting show to say the least, considering everything. No, it was a good show. It was.
All right. Did your gran go? Does your gran go all the time? Do you make her pay?
Is she not your +1?
I feel bad now. No, she wants. No. I've tried. And she wants to pay, and she gets a senior discount, so it's not that bad. But I forgot what the question was. Oh no, she saw it. She enjoyed it. She
Okay.
thought a few things were a bit much, like when somebody grabbed my crotch, but that was okay. But no, it was okay.
Okay.
It was good. It was a good show.
Well, you do theatrical, fighting on stage, don't you?
Not usually.
Oh.
It's mostly like comedy skits and stuff. So we don't
Okay.
really. Yeah, there was one interesting thing. We did a musical.
And the crotch grabbing wasn't interesting. Okay.
No, what was interesting was we did an ode to Mississippi and all their wonderful bigotry, and I dressed up kind of redneck, and you probably saw me in like Facebook. There were a couple people who didn't recognize me. It took them, like a few seconds, like, is that Scott?
Well, you were dressed as Jordy Verrill in one of them.
I didn't have my beard wasn't nearly as. Wait, did he have a beard? Oh,
No, he didn't. I don't think so.
no, it was the hair. He had more hair showing than I did, but generally, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Meteor shit.
Yeah. But that was kind of interesting. The doctor skit was interesting about how this lesbian couple are coming in to a new OBGYN, and one of them may be hallucinating that the doctor and the nurse keep saying twat. It's like, instead of what, it's like, twat was the date of your last period. Stuff like that. And then there was a thing where I'm examining her, and we used the, the hospital gown to do like a little shadow puppet thing with a speculum.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The Henson Company presents Dead Ringers.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, it was, like I said, it was a very interesting. It was a really fun show. It was, and we got to do a benefit to the audience. We did it in a space that had air conditioning.
Oh,
That's
you're out of the
very kind
train
of you.
station or something?
No, we're there. No, we have two spaces. One that we usually use for a rehearsal space, but this time we were able to use it as a actual performance space, and that one has air conditioning, so we were able to do that this time.
Oh, okay.
So that worked out.
Why only this time? Why haven't you been able to do that before?
Because other times it's been warm, but not like we usually have shows in spring and autumn, so it's not that bad. But summer, it's bad. So we really need to.
Right, it's Florida, so it's summer like 9.5 months out of the year.
Yeah.
But
Which is
But
what
no-
I told that to some I shared a cab with some people from Ohio, and this guy's like, so it'll cool off soon, won't it? And I said, in January, and they start laughing, and I said, that wasn't a joke.
But usually, because it is like at 8 at night, it's not quite as bad.
It's still steamy.
It's still steamy, and not nearly as bad as it would be in June.
Really? I know it
Wait,
is
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah, it is June.
What?
It is
It's June,
June.
Scott.
No, I meant. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Surprise, Scott.
That is awesome.
No, it's not. I'm forgetting what month it is.
Awesome.
But no, it was like I said, it turned out to be a really good show.
Oh, good.
And like I said, it was definitely helpful to have everybody around when we found out about Orlando and everything. So yeah, that was fun.
Well, you can say it
That was sarcasm.
Okay.
That was sarcasm.
I don't think you need to say sarcasm.
We would be hoping that was sarcasm.
I know. Yes, very much.
Yeah, otherwise things have taken a really weird turn.
No.
I know you're known for being irreverent, but
No. No. But
Well, which is it? Yeah or no? Because you keep saying yeah, no, yeah. Which is it?
Maybe.
so who's caught up on the Game of Thrones?
Oh my God, I am.
Not me. If you guys need to discuss it, I can go away.
Okay.
I would like to.
Okay, so this is just to make sure I understand. Since this is past the book, we are now in. You think it is worthwhile for me to avoid spoilers at this point, because.
Yeah, season 6 freaking kicked ass. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will be watching the chat. Yell when you're clear.
Well, I'm going clear. I'm not a Scientologist, so.
Or you're not Lenny James from Walking Dead. All right. I'll be watching. Enjoy.
So Rox,
Uh-huh.
at the end of all of this, my hypothesis is this:
Yes.
women will rule everything.
Exactly.
I think this is where the ultimate thing is going here.
And that is why I will run for city council one day.
My bet at this point is that Dany marries Jon Snow.
Yeah, I'm thinking that actually I did think that briefly, but actually my main betting is who will get to Cersei first. Will it be Lady Olenna or will it be Arya? Because don't forget, Cersei is on Arya's list. I have a little list. That's from the Mikado people. That's where offenders should be found underground. I forgot how that goes. Anyway, that's what that is what I'm looking forward to, of how many she whittles down to.
Well,
and go ahead.
Well, since we're at the end of the season anyway, what was your favorite moment of the season? Or favorite part?
Let's see. Actually, I really enjoyed the fact that it was the entire thing was a surprise for everybody. First off,
my understanding is that some pieces were actually lifted from the book, but it wasn't nearly. It was like little bits here and there. But
yeah, but the thing is it wasn't like playing the what was missing, what did they get wrong, what did they?
Right.
Yeah, that freed the entire thought process out of the show. Oh my gosh. What did I? Man, I really liked the chess match with the High Sparrow. I really, really did. It's like, wow. That was.
Cersei just flipped the board though. She was tired of playing the chess game.
She did. Oh my god. Yeah, major spoilers on this, people. Major spoilers. I really, the character I really, because there are so many characters you really don't. On a whole, it's like even the people who are good aren't really freaking good. I mean, I really like Sir Davos. I think he's like the voice of reason.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all this.
Brienne's pretty good.
Yeah, Brienne. Yeah, but it's almost like I don't want to say comical, but she takes it to the full, almost too much. It's like, just ratchet it down a little, just a little. I really had hopes that she would be able to turn and, let everybody walk free. That would have been cool. But, the Blackfish was a dick. I'm glad, that her and Pod make a really good team. That is really cool.
It just dawned on me. She was not at the battle.
Well, no, because they're still traveling. Because
right,
they were at Twin Rivers or wherever, or Phaeland.
Well, yeah, but what's his nose? Oh God, what
Master of Whispers and Spiders or whatever, Vesri. Oh my God, I know.
He's gonna be able to travel like nobody's business.
Yes, he must have a magic carpet.
For as long as it took him and Tyrion to get to Dany, it was.
And then he goes to Dorne and then comes back. It's like, wow. Damn, you could travel, sir. Let's see. It's funny. I'm so glad it wasn't really a full Tyrion production this season.
Yeah, it was. In fact, actually, I looked at my wife because I was, the credits are rolling. You can at the beginning, you can figure out whose story is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember seeing Peter. It probably was there, but I didn't pick up that Peter Dinklage was in the show, and I looked at her and I said, I don't think Peter Dinklage is in this one. And then of course he was, but it was really a small part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. So the thing about her lover guy, it's like, her dumping him. I don't think he'd make a really good city ruler, though.
I think that she just wants him there to be the. I mean, listen, she made it known what will happen if you don't listen to what she has to say.
Well, this is true, yes, and he shouldn't. He should have said, yeah, okay, and then just not make it into like a quasi almost whiny fest.
She can't leave the. I want to say the Kardashians. It's not the Kardashians.
They are.
What the hell is the name of
the slavers or the?
No. The
Unsullied.
The barbarian.
The Dothraki.
Dothraki, thank you. Okay. She can't leave the Dothraki there
Well, no, they're all on the boat.
everybody's-
They're on the boat.
Right. Well, I mean, when you're looking at who she has to leave somebody behind, right?
Yeah.
She has to
this
leave the
is true.
Unsullied.
No.
I mean, she could, but that's not what they're there for. And
Right.
they probably wouldn't let her anyway. Well, I guess they would do whatever she says, but you can't leave the Dothraki because, well, they're Dothraki.
Yeah.
And so you have to leave the sons there because, well, they're the only ones that make sense at that point. And she
Yeah.
can, pay them or whatever. So
Last week's battle was, oh my God, okay, so years ago I used to play Ancients, which is a tabletop miniature, and it was, recreating historic battles and stuff. And I think one of my first army, I was playing with some guys, and they always gave me men with pikes, the long shaft things. And holy shit, last week I was like, that's how that shit works. Holy shit. I mean, it was just like, all you do is move forward. Just move forward. You're a giant fucking wall of pointy things. And, you're looking at it like 25 millimeter or so, and you have like a little, this is on the tabletop. So you don't have the visual. We don't have visuals of, Greek war and stuff. Holy shit. I'm like, I was just like, oh my God, that's how that works. It was like, that was, I think, one of the most intense battle scenes I've ever seen. Yeah?
Yeah, it was. I mean, if there was a moment, well, I can tell you what my favorite moment of the season was when Jon Snow finally got a hold of Ramsay.
Yeah.
I literally screamed in my bed saying, "Hit him! Hit him!" Because he's coming at him with the shield, and I'm like, don't stop.
Yeah, actually, no, I like that sort of Hannibal Lecter thing at the end of that. It's like, you haven't fed your dogs in 7 days, you said.
Oh, they'll behave. They try, sure.
Yeah.
But,
that was a guy that overstepped his stuff, and I think it's going to be interesting with Littlefinger too now. I mean, I think he overplayed that scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, people, don't you just keep your cards close to your chest? It's not a done deal.
Now, going back to the battle real quick, I was actually reading an article on that whole thing, and it kind of pointed out all the different battles that was sort of based around.
Yeah, one was Zulu, the whole horn thing. Go ahead. So, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I can't remember all the battles, but it was a very interesting read as far as how accurate some of this, a lot of this was, and how brutal the battles were back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Because you die on the ground. That's it. I mean, more people. I think what it was it was one of the 100-Year Wars, one of the battles in the 100-Year War, that they said it was like
Agincourt.
It might be. It was like the introduction of the longbow.
Yeah, Agincourt.
Yeah.
Either Agincourt 1 or 2. There were 2 battles of Agincourt.
And they said more people died per minute during that battle than Normandy.
The interesting thing is there was a tactician in World War II who really believed he wanted to bring back the longbow during World War II, believing that you could rain a hail of arrows far quicker than shooting because you're just firing up into the sky. And
that guy's insane. But go on.
I know, but a good battle to look at is actually Henry V, Kenneth Branagh's film of Shakespeare's. They have a really cool. That's a really good battle scene with longbowmen. If you ever watch Zulu Dawn, that's another one. Then there was another one that's really good. It was the Battle of Waterloo. There was a movie, and it had Rod Steiger and Christopher Plummer. And there was some really cool of knowing on how doing the whole Napoleonic Square of creating sort of a defense, and you know, I was just wow. Bolton on a whole, you know, was a real skilled tactician on. You didn't see the circle coming.
No,
you didn't see it. I didn't see it.
He deserved, by all rights, to win that battle.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There was no reason why he should have lost, other than, you know, of course, the last minute. And by the way, even that, you going back to what you're talking about, the Napoleonic age is, you know, Waterloo was it? I think it was Waterloo, where at the last minute, an army drove in.
Yep.
And saved the city. So, and basically, you know, the same thing just happened here. So, you know, great timing. But first of all, why did Sansa just not tell Jon Snow? It's not like he's gonna say no. He wants as many people as he can get. He doesn't care if it's Littlefinger or not.
I don't know.
He was asking everybody. He didn't care.
Well, this is well. He asked everybody in the North. You know what? You're right. I don't see. Here's the thing. It's like it's not like everybody wrote letters and sent crows all the time. Mm-hmm. So I don't know on how much he would have known about the betrayal of, you know, Littlefinger to Ned Stark from season 1.
Well, even Sansa, I don't even know that Sansa really does. I can't think of a time when she would have actually known. I mean, she's realized that Littlefinger is a conniving little jerk, but
well, do you think
might be suspect of it? But I don't know that, because there's very few people that know that he did that.
Right. Well, I don't know. Did she know that he pitched her aunt out of the window thing?
No, she didn't know that either. Oh, wait. Yes, she did. She was there. Wasn't she?
I thought so.
Or was that after she'd left? I don't remember now. I can't remember now. But well, we knew that she was going to throw Sansa down. Okay, well, anyway. But the point is, she does understand that he isn't a very trustworthy guy.
No.
But on the other hand, Jon Snow doesn't know that, of course.
No, and poor Rickon, man. Holy crap.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was ridiculous.
And well, okay, so there's a fault on both sides on the whole Jon Snow Sansa, because Sansa, without her really, and that's the thing, she didn't tell him what a mindfuck he would play to Jon.
Well, she tried to.
But
she'd known him for 5 minutes.
I know. And the thing is what she should have done was really say, okay, surprise, this is what really happened. This is what he would do. Sorry. And then I think he would have taken it far more seriously with that whole, oh, hey, go ahead and run. Run to your brother. Holy shit.
Right. Well, again, it was such a beautiful set of writing and direction and everything else, because Jon Snow knew that he had no chance if he charged in at them. He knew it.
Yeah, no, absolutely not with the numbers they have.
We're going to stay here, and Ramsay said, yeah, well, you can if you want, but this is what I'm going to do. And so then, of course, Jon Snow was expecting he should have died like 20 times in that battle.
Oh my god. Yeah, just the suffocating under the bodies and stuff like that. Holy yeah. Even
as the cavalry is charging right at him, right? So, and he's the only one standing there.
Yes.
And my wife goes, okay, is this, as we're watching, goes, so this is where he dies? And I said, no, he's not. And then they're charging him, and I'm like, well, maybe this is where he dies.
Yeah. Wow.
And then when he was being trampled, I was like, oh my god, please don't kill him being trampled. Of all things, that would be the worst way for you to end his character. you know.
But shit like that happened.
Oh yeah, I know it did. I know that 90% of that is based in some sort of historical event.
Right.
But on the other hand, it's still when you're writing a character, you don't want him to go out like that.
No.
And I thought of something because there's another article I was reading, which was that the problem with. By the way, was this the last episode? Was that the first time that we ever heard them say that there's spells on the wall? There's ancient spells.
Yeah. Spells where?
Right, because the uncle, as he was letting him go, he said, the whatever Bran, not Bran. Is it Bran?
It's Bran, yeah.
Bran, okay.
Triple Bran, yeah.
That
Sorry.
He can't go any further because there's spells on the wall that prevent him from getting there. But I never heard that before. It's like the first time I ever heard that. But
right.
So there was this whole thing. There's this article talking about how the White Walkers are a problem for Game of Thrones because they are so powerful, they are so big, you can't possibly beat them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except, this is where I go back to what I originally said about Dany marrying Jon Snow.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, he has her family blood in him anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's, as we all know now, it was Jon Snow's sister's son. Ned Stark's sister's son. So he wasn't really a bastard to Ned Stark, although he never told anybody that, of course.
Right.
And it was because she was raped by one of the Targaryens.
Yeah.
So he has technically got royal blood in him. So anyway.
Right. Yes.
But the dragons are the only thing that can probably stop the White Walkers at this point, right?
Yeah.
Because they are susceptible to fire.
Yeah.
And of course, Dragonstone, Dragonstone, what's it called? Dragonstone?
Dragonglass.
Glass. So at this point, my bet is that Dany will come in. The White Walkers next season will start to attack. She'll go to the north, help out, Jon Snow to keep an obviously much more pressing problem from, taking over. And by the way, winter's finally here.
Yeah. So, one of my favorite new characters was Max von Sydow and the third eye crow guy, whatever.
Oh yeah.
He was cool. 'Cause I love Max von Sydow. So cool.
It's too bad he's dead.
What?
It's too bad he's dead now.
Oh, the character?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's funny that he plays. He's a robed character like the Seventh Seal. And that's going back to an Ingmar Bergman film, where he plays like death. No, his character was good to progress. Bran's character along. Oh man, I was sorry to see that chick go.
Which one was that?
Oh, the scullery maid chick.
From
Bran. From
yeah.
What's his name? Kills her. It's like, damn, really?
And
the thing is you see him and you don't think he's that smart. But he fucking is. For him to know human nature, that somebody will try something on him, I'm amazed. At this kind of, I don't know, street smarts type of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Even I would imagine, even if she was not going to try and kill him, he would have killed her anyway.
Oh well, yeah.
And the only thing that I think that would have happened is that he might have had a little more fun with it if it was a little different.
I met up with a neighbor friend of mine, and so we could move to the last episode. I watched it twice. My neighbors saw it 3 times. It was that good. And this is the time. It's funny. The music. This is the first time, and I know you hear the music throughout the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
But the writing and the way they set the last one, the first 20 minutes, you are drawn in. You hear the music tied in so well, and we could talk about the matchstick thing that Widge likes talking about, and it was fucking amazing. It really was. But going back one episode, there's little Lady Marmot, the little bear girl. Man, she is fun. She is fun. She really put people in their place.
For like a 12-year-old girl, she certainly.
Oh well.
Very wise.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you're a lady. Yeah, well, she was, and she doesn't suffer fools lightly. And I, don't want to use that term, but and her advisors didn't overstep her or anything, and that little hand gesture was so freaking amazing, and I loved it when, how many can you give us? 62. and the so our longtime listener Carol posted on her Facebook blog, somebody had a meme of Belle in the bookshop, and as she's swinging on the movable ladder, it's actually Sam's face on it, and so he gets to see the magnificent library porn.
Oh yeah.
And it was so funny. I wrote, yeah, I bet you he's already forgotten that he's got a wife and a kid. And Carol writes, Gilly who? Sorry, Gilly, you're done. That'll be it.
My wife was happy to see that little Sam has grown a bit, because she's like, I was afraid this kid was going to be a baby for all of his life.
Oh yeah. And Sam's got his family sword and everything. But this episode was really freaking. It was.
The whole freaking season was good.
Yes, it was.
I can't think of an episode that was.
And the thing is, well, okay, no, you know how I've bitched about the.
No way.
No, I've bitched about the season finale because I never take into account to the numbers. And I forgot what one where it was the battle at King's Landing, and little, and Tyrion used the green,
whatever it's called,
green fire. Yeah, the dragon fire. And I'm like, oh my god, well, they used that at episode 9. And then episode 10, the series, the season finale was like, oh hey, don't forget them. Oh hey, they're on the road, like Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, and it's just like, what? And I was really pissed about this. Not this one, because I actually watched this episode twice.
Right.
I watched this one twice, and my neighbor saw it. She's like, we saw it 3 times. I'm like, no way. She's like, yeah. I was really surprised at, the little king. Oh my god.
Leaping to his death?
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
And it was like, sorry.
Yeah. And seriously, she's given up at this point. She's just doesn't care.
And I'm sorry, the most horrific creature ever is that Gregor Clegane guy. Holy shit. I thought it was bad of the horror. And to me, even now, this preys upon my head of the fight with him and the Dorne guy, and the Dorne guy wanting that, confession of, you raped my sister and killed her, and the crux of it was I killed your sister and raped her. I went, oh my, to me that is like the most horrific thing out of this whole. I mean, there's lots, but somehow that thing has not left my head, and neither has this. Because Cersei, oh my god, Cersei going, oh no, you're not going to die.
Oh yeah, that was right.
Oh my god.
Did you think today? No, not today.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
Her whole confession to her,
Yeah.
My brother, because I like him inside me. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. 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 Um. I mean, I was worried she would lose it. You know, that she was that she would be out of her element. But oh my God, she played a very good chess match, and that one creepy maester guy that she made hand. What that guy? What is his name?
I don't know. The
Creepy
creepy guy. The guy who gives kids candy.
Yeah, but you know what? He's got far more loyal followers than the Sparrow had.
Well, we think. For all we know, that they're working together at this point. Well, actually, I guess they probably wouldn't be because Sparrow is trying to kill, well, or try and take back the throne, the Iron Throne from Cersei at this point. So.
Right. Yeah.
But I also don't get. I understand him colluding with what's her name?
Marjorie.
Yeah, Marjorie. But I don't understand him colluding with the Dorns. You know what I mean? Because
was he?
Well, I mean, he was there with them, and he said, I'll give you what you want, which is, revenge, or vengeance, rather. To both of them, because they were both meeting together, right?
Oh, the Dorns and and whatever they are, Lady Olenna.
Yeah,
that's
what I meant. Yeah.
Well, they are all now gunning for Cersei, because don't forget, Cersei. It was Cersei that used Gregor Clegane to kill her brother, lover, or whatever.
I understand why they would be going after her. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm getting at why would the Sparrow need her help?
Marjorie?
No, I understand needing Marjorie's help, or even working with Marjorie. I understand that.
Okay. All right.
It seems sane. The Dorns. When
did he go to I don't remember that.
It's in that episode. Unless I'm insane.
Wow.
Yes, he went to.
Oh no, Varys.
Sorry.
That's the eunuch guy. That's the eunuch guy.
You're right.
Oh my gosh.
No, you're right. I was talking about the other guy. You're right. Not.
Thank God.
Not Sparrow. You're right. I heard the Sparrow, and I thought of my little birds in my head and didn't put it together.
Yes, he calls them birds. I forgot what the creepy guy, the Dr. Frankenstein guy, calls his little creatures.
Yeah. Varys. That's what I was getting
Varys.
At. Why
Varys will use anybody.
Right, but that doesn't make any sense. He's usually smarter than that, right? It doesn't make any sense.
No. Hold on. He worked with Baelish.
Right.
So he never trusted Baelish.
Right, but okay. The size of the freaking
John, you'll never be a politician.
The size of the army that Dany has at this point.
Yes.
Is insane. Plus she has dragons. Plus she has warships. Plus, it's insane. Okay?
Right.
So I can see working with whatever her name is. All the names are kind of blended together.
Lady Olenna, and then Diana Rigg.
Diana Rigg. I could see him working with her and her family.
Yeah.
But
the Poisoners?
But working with
the Dorn. I forgot what their big thing was. It wasn't the money. Well, they do. Here's the thing.
I get that part.
I know, but okay.
Work with them.
John, don't forget. We need to talk politics and finances out of all this as well. Don't forget that the bankers called in that loan last season.
Oh, yeah.
So don't forget, there's a lot of bankruptcy crap going on.
The bubble has burst?
I think so. So you need to keep that. I mean, that's the cool thing about this. You go back to, and then you're like, oh yeah, then there's this. There's actually finances and stuff. that nobody really talks about until, some guy says, "Oh, by the way, you owe us money," and we can call it in. And I'm waiting for that. I mean, they showed a little bit of it. I forgot who were the money people. Is that where
Iron Bank, but
Iron Bank? Yeah. That's where Arya went, right?
That's what she was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Braun?
Braun.
It begins with a B. I don't know.
Yeah. Iron Bank land.
Yeah, Iron Bank. This is why this isn't the Game of Thrones podcast.
Yes, it is. But either way, the thing is they're having to form, this is like Axis and Allies, FACO medieval times, or whatever. There's a lot of stuff that you have to take into account on this, I was really happy, well, not happy, it made me sad, because, at least they were able to fuss at the Red Witch and her slaughtering that poor little girl, because that was horrifying.
Oh, that was yeah, you're right. That was horrific. Again, another high moment of the show, of the season.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it wasn't really that uplifting, but it was something, again, you don't predict that would happen, but...
No, yeah, you don't predict somebody might, try to get justice for somebody. You just don't expect that. The interesting thing is, here you have Sir Davos, and he's from where again? He's
from the
no, not the Iron. He's not.
What?
He's from Stannis Baratheon land.
Right. Yeah. But I think even before that, I mean, so he was originally just a smuggler, right? So.
Yeah, he was like Sir Onion or whatever. His thing was an onion, but yeah, he was a smuggler. But it was funny that he's smart enough to know of switching allegiances. Yeah.
I don't know that he's ever actually switched allegiances, has he?
Well, he just slid into a new job.
Right. Well, because
he was loyal to Stannis.
Right. And at the time, Jon Snow was the head of the Black.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
Castle Black, and so, there's once he died and came back is when he decided to follow him, right? So,
yeah.
Which, by the way, of all the things, of course, we all knew that was going to happen, right?
Right. Yeah.
But the other thing is that someone pointed this out and said, everyone, okay, so he died and came back, and then everyone sort of went, yeah, okay. And then moved on with their life.
Well, I know.
That happens all the time.
But don't forget, it's like there is some element of magic through the world, so it's not totally far-fetched.
Oh no, I understand that they believe that could happen.
Right.
And that it does happen in this world,
Mm-hmm.
but not everybody sees that, and so it's not usual. It's a very odd event for someone to die and come back, and nobody really questions it.
Yeah, but you know what? When you're faced with the one person that is like the adult or something, you want that person back no matter what.
Oh yeah, and where was Ghost during that whole battle? What was his lazy ass doing?
Oh wow! They didn't have enough CGI.
Well, I mean, he probably would have been slaughtered if he was in the battle, but
yeah,
there has to be at least
yeah,
one.
I'll tell you. You know what? Those poor creatures, I think, are the most disappointing creatures ever created, because, dear God, those things get picked off like I don't know, gum off the street. I don't know. I know that's
They have, on occasion, well, actually, I think every single one of them has saved their owner's life at least once, but then immediately.
Except Arya's. Don't forget, hers is still creeping around.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's
yeah. It bolted.
Oh right, that's the one they sent away.
That was the one that bolted, and the first one to die was Sansa, Sansa's.
Yeah, because of the whole butcher thing, right?
Yeah. No. Oh, it bit that dumbass.
Right. Well, it bit. Yeah, it built. It was all, but it was all around the It bit.
It was on the travel down to the south.
Was that when it happened?
Yeah. Yes. And Ned Stark was the one that had to kill it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
Yes. And so Arya's either she sent it away or it ran away or whatever. So that left. Those are like the omen creatures. If it's gone, it's it's like Rickons. You'd think, okay, well, I should go. I don't. They don't really have good intuition. These creatures. It's like I can't really help them. I'm gonna go.
Oh.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
So I don't know. Is Bran still around?
No, because remember they gave him. He pulled out the head to show Jon Snow that they really had. Oh, Bran.
Handicap Bran.
Yeah, singing. I don't know. That's a good question. I did just look up on Google where is Arya's direwolf.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it now leads a pack of wolves around the God's Eye that has no fear of men. I don't know what that means. Arya, unlike Bran, has wolf dreams where she leads. Okay, so this must be from the book, where she leads the great pack in the forest. Not sure whether she'll make a comeback in the show though. Okay.
Well, all right. Okay. So there's.
Oh, Arya, not unlike Bran, has wolf dreams where she leads a great pack in the forest. So in other words, it is around. It's just leading a pack of wolves.
Well, that could be another army, an army of wolves.
Yeah, Lady was killed in place of.
That's it, Lady. Yeah, in case of I don't know what was Arya's wolf.
in the place of Arya's wolf.
Yeah.
Because Arya's wolf got escaped.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why they killed Lady.
Yeah.
Defense against Prince Joffrey. Oh yeah. Nimra, or whatever her name is faithfully loyal to Arya and defends her against Prince Joffrey by biting his arm when he attempts to strike Arya with a sword. Arya, fearing that the dog will, fearing for her well-being, forces her to leave. After Queen Cersei orders the death of Nimra, but however, because she's nowhere to be found, they kill Sansa's direwolf instead.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why Cersei is first on the list for Arya. So, okay, here's a question.
I think it might have more to do with Ned Stark than...
Well, there's a whole host of reasons why that whole Stark family should just, kill her slowly. Or give her to Gregor Clegane. And I don't really condone that, but dear God, if you want to torture somebody... that is, I think, one of the worst horrific beings ever. Anyway, here's a question I have. Remember her fencing master, her dancing master? Was he one of the faceless? Have they ever speculated on that guy? Ferenzi or whatever?
Oh, that's a good
Forensic?
question. I don't know. I have no idea.
Because he was the one that gave her the coin to go to the Iron Island bank land. To Monopoly Land to see Uncle whatever, Monty from, Look that up.
I'm trying to look it up right now.
Oh.
Do we want to call Widge back into this conversation?
Yeah, we could, because it was a really great season. Now that we took up half the show.
Well, there is only 3 of us at this point.
Yeah.
There's what's his name left? Of course, now Widge is nowhere to be found. Widge is gone on his own.
That's all right. Oh, so did you take your kids to see Dory? Finding Dory? Where is Dory? Where in the world is Dory? Are your kids too old for that?
No, we're gonna go see it this weekend, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you know this, and I guess I can tell the rest of the world doesn't really matter. Let's see, hold on, let me look at my countdown again.
15 days away.
No. This is different.
Oh.
In 9 days, 18 hours, and 46 minutes, I will be leaving my job of 18 years.
Willingly?
Yes, I'm going to go to another job. But,
oh, okay.
So,
Wow.
You know.
So, do you feel good about it? Are you taking some time off before you start the other job, or?
Yeah, we're gonna I'm taking a week off, so we'll see what we're gonna do during then. But we think we might go look at some colleges. We actually might go up your way, towards your direction, and go to look at University of North Florida.
UNF. Everybody likes UNF.
And Flagler.
That's Hogwarts, you know.
Yeah, I know. That's why my daughter would like to go there.
What does she want to study? Please
Art.
don't say graphic arts.
Graphic arts.
Okay. She's good though. Your daughter is excellent. Tell her all right. Try to steer her into like problem solving and stuff, and so
And research.
And research. Exactly. Well, here's the thing. There has been studies. There's been articles lately, and Great Britain or Europe has now started embracing the liberal art college. Apparently, they don't have. I don't know how they don't have those. I don't know, but I mean, people that wind up going to college and studying, romantic medieval literature really have a slim chance of getting a job once they graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So with a liberal art education, because you have, you're required to take up some science, math, history, English, language arts, debate and stuff like that. It really does make you become a little bit more well-rounded. Like right now, I'm dealing with land use and zoning and codes and stuff like that. I've never thought I'd have to deal with such stuff. Like today, I was working on a table of contents for a record that was built for dealing with planned use development, or a PUD, planned use development, which is spot zoning. So tell her to, keep her options open. At least for her first 2 years, she has to do the requirement stuff.
Right. Well, right now her grade point average is 4.8. Her weighted
Holy
grade point
what?
Yeah. She's an AP and she's in honor.
How is it for so
It's
they give her like
weighted.
8+?
You get extra. The more difficult the class is, the more bonus points you get, I guess. I don't know. It's like Mario. It's like a game of Mario or something. I don't know.
Well, okay,
Faster you finish the
John.
level.
I've played games with your boy is going to be the same way. I'll tell you.
Actually, he has. So Jordan gets mostly A's and an occasional B or so here. My son has gotten straight A's.
Punish her for the B's.
Yeah, I tell her you're lousy. I'm sorry. Her dad, who graduated with a 2.6 GPA, can't be saying anything.
Oh wow! So they get their smarts from Sonia.
Listen, I'm smart.
I'm just.
You didn't apply yourself? Is that what you're saying, John?
I was bored. I spent all my time in the auditorium and theater on the stage. So, when I could have been applying myself, I suppose. Yes, you're right. I did not apply myself. I had potential. So, but so she's she's got a decent advantage at getting into pretty much anywhere she wants. But her criteria at this point is that the school doesn't have a football team.
Oh wow! She could have gone to Columbia. They used to not have they used to have a crappy football team forever, and they prided themselves on a crappy football team. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, they switch presidents somewhere, and they're like, "Hey, we really want a football team." It's like, oh, why? So with that is she looking out of state? Would you let her go out of state?
I don't think she wants to go out of state, but she doesn't want to be around here.
Oh, wow. Because my nephew just graduated, Steve, the one I go on adventuresome hikes and stuff. He got accepted. Actually, he's there now. He graduated Friday, and Roberta pretty much kicked him out of the house and sent him to Penn State main campus Sunday to start on like gym and public speaking or debate. And that was because where they live, they're in like this farm community, so it's a very small community. So it's a way to acclimate your kids before the rush of fall semester. So anyway, but she, what grade is your daughter in?
She's going into her junior year this year. So.
Oh, wait a minute, she's just
Yeah, she's a junior.
Wow.
Well, you know that Kidlet is graduating this year, right?
I know. Where's he going? Where did they finally decide?
I don't know. Probably.
Your daughter could get into Harvard. If you kick her out or make her live in a cardboard box out in your backyard, and she could write a really cool essay on how you're you. She could probably get into Harvard.
It would be a Walden for a new generation.
I know, yeah, she could be, yes, exactly. John's not going to have any of that. So did you see my photo? I got my picture taken with a former U.S. poet laureate, Billy Collins.
Wow, was that at the library thing?
It was. This guy is the only poet in history to win the Mark Twain Award for poetry. For humor.
I was about to say.
Sorry.
Who was? First of all, I didn't know there was one, and second, that's gonna be pretty sad when the poets are getting shut out of a poetry prize.
Yes. And he made a joke that poetry is the poor little match girl of fiction.
Wow.
Yeah, he was really funny. He gave a keynote for the Andrew Carnegie Award for best fiction and nonfiction. Nonfiction was for Hold Still, and fiction is Sympathizer, which I didn't pick up. They wanted money for it. So anyway, he was very entertaining, and there was a dessert reception, so I wound up getting my dessert relatively quickly, and he was, I guess, being annoyed by some, woman, and he was. Do you ever be around some people and they're trying to be polite to the people they're talking to, but that they're kind of making fun of them in a subtle way?
Oh yeah,
all the time, but mostly they're making fun of.
Well, I caught on really quick, and he saw me. You form that quick connection, and he's like, so she goes away. He goes, here, let's walk down and we'll talk. I'm like, okay. So he was really entertaining. So I gave him some of my dessert because there was a line for dessert. They only had like one table for desserts. So we talked about train travel of all things. So that's really cool. So, yeah, cool library thing. Because it was a conference. Oh my God! And I'll tell you, I actually walked around and I told this one librarian, I'm like, wow, it's awfully quiet. It really was. At the sound level, comparing it to Dragon Con, and I only, there was no cosplayers, all the people dressed like librarians for this thing. But it's really kind of cool when you can travel with a librarian and, you're chatting in the car and you tell them, I'm reading, the letters of Pliny the Younger, and we always have to have that knee-jerk, reaction of you're about to explain who Pliny was, and, my friend is like, I know who he is. I'm like, oh yes, you do. You're a librarian. You should. Pliny was a writer for, he wrote letters to the Emperor Trajan, for those who do not know. So, brought to you by Spaz House LLC Intuitive Research.
Rox, are you following the New York Public Library on Instagram?
No. I should, right?
You should. Because
I'm writing this down.
They have found apparently a bunch of old cards that people would submit questions to them for for them to librarian for them, and some of them are pretty fantastic.
And that's just the Instagram?
Yeah, that's their I mean, they may post it somewhere else, but that's
okay.
that's where I've seen it. They post a picture of the card from like the 70s or something. Let me see if I can find a good example here. Yeah, they have. There's lots of places you need to follow on Instagram, like the Mutter Museum with all of the medical anomalies. I
have to keep my media thing down to like a dull road. I'm writing down. What is that called? Mutter?
Mutter, as it's spelled like mutter, but it's pronounced Mutter.
Okay.
Yeah, from 1944. Someone submitted the question, how many seeds in a watermelon?
Oh my gosh! Wow. All right, yeah, that's.
How many seeds in a wall?
Do you ever look at public domain review? I've been posting some really cool articles.
Yeah, I saw that.
Especially the Frankenstein one, and the volcano and stuff. It's really kind of cool.
1960. Here's one. The card says, "Honey, can you give me some information about a country in Europe? What is the name of the country near Thailand?" And the response is on the Instagram is, "Honey, you may be slightly lost."
Wow! Wow! Yes, that's on my list.
Yeah, I thought you would appreciate that.
Yes, I do.
And they also pull stuff from their archives all the time, such as photos and all kinds of stuff. So it's right up your alley.
Cool. That's really neat. Yeah.
So this came up in our discussion a minute ago, Widge.
Yeah.
Which is Sirio Forel, the sword teacher.
He lives.
Okay. In the book, he lives?
No, I haven't seen him again in the book, but I'm convinced he's not dead.
Well, the question was that...
My question was, is he one of the faceless?
I have no idea. I just know that I didn't see a body, so he's still alive.
No, I haven't either, and I sort of figured out he was alive, but I didn't know if he was one of the faceless.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I was kind of, when she first met that guy, the first faceless guy, Well,
they're both from Bravos, so...
Yeah, Bravos. Yeah. Iron Bank Land.
Iron Bank Land, as we called it in our little discussion.
Yeah, we're horrible fans.
It sounds like
which dogs were dead.
It sounds like Old Yeller is one. One of the ones from Blue Peter. That's another.
Sounder lives. Just saying. Just to let you know.
And Benji's a detective.
No! Oh my God! There was another. Oh no! What? There was one.
Use your words, Rox.
I know. Sorry. No. Since you were mentioning the dog dies, there was one that had Cooper in it. It was back in the 30s. He went on. Oh shit! What was Jackie Cooper? There was a Jackie Cooper film. That was sad. Anyway, you were talking about dead dogs, right?
No.
Yes.
No, we weren't. That never came up once.
Why'd you bring up Old Yeller?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I brought up Old Yeller.
All right.
Who's talking about Old Yeller?
I don't. I'm confused.
Old Yeller lives. I've never seen the last 15 minutes.
No, that was Sounder. Sounder lives. I think.
All right, so we don't know if he's a faceless dude then.
No, we don't.
Okay.
We don't.
So, Widge, when are you going to watch season 6?
I need to finish Daredevil season 2. I'm like one episode behind on Preacher.
Well, I'm like 2 or how many? They're on episode 3 now, right?
4, I think.
Oh, then I've only seen the first episode, and I keep meaning to record it, and I keep forgetting to.
I'm enjoying it.
Oh no, that's not true. I have seen the second episode. I have seen 1 and 2.
What else?
What else do you have to finish?
I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm current on 12 Monkeys, which is still quite good. Let's see. I'm not current, but I've been watching No Such Thing as the News, the QI spin-off show, where they brought up facts like they basically used the most interesting facts that they learned that week about the news, and that's where they mentioned that a company had used Google Maps to identify the building they were supposed to demolish, and Google Maps had it wrong, so they demolished the wrong building. They should have researched it with you, Rox.
Well, she had to step away to go look up that building right now.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Have you been watching any of the new Top Gear?
No. How is it?
I haven't watched it either. I was just asking if you have.
No, I haven't.
I can't imagine it's any good, but
yeah, I just don't know. I can't get excited about it. Oh, there you are, Rox.
Hello.
But yes, I was just mentioning the No Such Thing as the News show, in which they revealed stuff like there was a company that went to go demolish a building and used Google Maps to identify the building, and Google Maps had it wrong, so they demolished the wrong building.
Where?
I forget. I have to look it up. I looked up the news story at one point. You were gone. I did a perfect throw to you. I said, "See, Rox, they should have researched the building location with you," and I heard crickets.
I wrote BRB in the little chat.
I know. I didn't catch it.
Totally
I mean,
here.
We'll fix it in the edit.
Okay. Well, here, in the United States, you have to post and do all sorts of stuff to make sure everybody knows, so when it comes to demolition day, if they blow it up, everybody will converge on it to watch.
Yep.
That's how that works.
Wow.
Yeah, there was that, and what was the other thing? They've shared a bunch of really interesting fun. Basically, they post all the episodes on YouTube for those of us across the pond who don't have access to watch it on television.
They are nice.
Yep.
Oh my God! I posted that thing from Full Frontal. That's a funny ass show. Full Frontal from.
I have not seen that. What did you post?
Well, I shared it. It was their take on the whole Brexit debacle.
Yes.
Oh my God. Especially the people going, I wish I could take my vote back.
Yeah.
That doesn't. It's like, oh my God. Wow. Yeah. Crazy.
So the new season with Matt LeBlanc and gang started off the season. They're only 6 episodes in, or 5 episodes in rather, with a 6.42 million viewers for the first episode. The next episode had 4.06 million. After that is 3.4 million, 3.2 million, and the most recent episode is 2.6 million. So there seems to be a problem.
Well, I think it's hilarious that I can just see Amazon and the artists formerly known as Top Gear, aka Grand Tour, just sitting back and waiting, because they're gonna be like, yeah, when we release this, people are gonna be dying to fucking see it.
Well, how big were their viewers? I mean, it was required, if you're a subject of Great Britain to watch, isn't it?
Well, it was also worldwide. It was like the most popular show worldwide.
So last season, the last season that the 3 appeared together, 7.2 million, 7.3 million, 6.4 million, 6.5 million, 6.1 million, 6.2 million. So yeah, consistently higher, like double their numbers.
Oh.
Yeah. and that's just at the time of viewing. It's when it was aired, not subsequent replays. So yeah, in fact, actually, it looks like even their first episode in the new series basically benefited from the last series and the fact that it has basically the same number as the final episode of the previous series. But then after that, of course, just continues to drop. So, and apparently, the behavior of the host is still in question. People are leaving the show because of Evan's behavior.
Oh,
yeah.
The really horrible thing was, did you see where people were tweeting at Chris Evans for how much they hated the new Top Gear, but they were tweeting at actor Chris Evans instead? So Captain America is getting all this grief. They're going, what the fuck is happening? Poor guy.
Nice. What else is wrapped up recently?
It's like those people who are bad mouthing other people, saying no one can be expected to be a suppository of wisdom.
Ooh.
So what's going on at Dragon Con this year?
I think there's going to be some dragons.
I'm doing a panel on P.T. Barnum, hoaxes, showmanship, and cryptozoology. That's my research.
Is that on the paranormal?
Yeah, it's on paranormal. We're getting sponsorship for some people from alt history. I already got somebody else lined up with me for it. I've been wanting this panel forever because this guy is just so freaking amazing.
Now that Lee has it back, you can have it.
Have what back?
Paranormal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it would be timely, especially with X-Files being back and, the creatures and stuff that are always in X-Files. It's like, hey, this would be great. And so I threw it out to Alt History, and I think they're full, so Lee was able to pick that up. And so Dr. Q from Alt History is like, oh my god, this will be great. So he did a shout out. And I've got a guy lined up who is apparently he's an entertainer, and I forgot what his name was because I'm trying to buy a book at the moment. After having 80 books to my house, it's like Big Daddy or something. Anyway, he does diesel punk, but he uses the theory of 10 rings that Barnum used for marketing and stuff. So I need to get that book to look at.
10 rings. So is Barnum the Mandarin?
Pretty much. P.T. Barnum was a state legislator for Connecticut. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
He earned money and lost money any number of times. He spoke again about temperance. He actually wrote a better book than any of the Susie Orman books on how to save money.
Don't spend too much.
Yeah, that's what he did. I mean, he actually here's a guy he used to smoke cigars. He gave up cigars because it's like it affects your health. Okay, this is way back in the day. And a really cool thing, and this is why he's on the paranormal track. He challenged the Paranormal Society $500 to prove life after death, just like the Amazing Randy did.
Oh, really?
Yes. So this will it's going to be the greatest panel on Earth. So that's my plug.
Now,
So.
you guys know that Lee's got a new room now. It's over in the Sheridan, right?
No!
Yeah, she's over in the Sheridan now.
Is that good or bad?
Yes.
Is that good?
Uh,
You know they have a really cool pool at the Sheridan.
It's closer to Brit Track.
Well, this is true.
oh, Brit Track now is in the Hilton.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know where it is. It could be there. I don't know.
Wow.
But they put in Lee's old room. They moved the kaleidoscope track to Lee's old room.
Is that Kitty Track Kaleidoscope? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Oh, I thought, wasn't there a show called Kaleidoscope at one point?
I think so.
Hang on, I gotta look this up. Kaleidoscope TV. Oh, yes, okay. That's about a British television program transmitted from 1946 to 1953. I was about to say, if they're doing a track based on that, we're getting really niche.
Well, you know.
I mean, who am I to talk about getting niche, but
We have a niche all the time.
I got.
This is a Nietzsche show.
it's also funky.
Mm-hmm. It is.
What were you saying, John?
Nothing. I had nothing to say.
Oh.
Oh. Oh! So I finally watched something that I've been meaning to watch for a while. Jodorowsky's Dune.
You saw that? Wow. How was that?
It's like available on Amazon for $4.
Wow.
It
That
was
guy's like so amazing.
He's insane.
He's insane, yeah, but
He's
there's
absolutely insane.
I know, but when you
I'm
run
not saying that's a bad thing.
I know,
I'm saying I'm stunned by his manic nature.
It is, and it's that sort of spark for genius. Okay, so we lost Bill Cunningham, the photographer of the New York Times, and he was 94, and he would get on his bicycle, and there's a reason why I'm saying this, and he would photograph social social parties and stuff, but he was mainly instrumental in photographing daily street style and street clothes and fashion and stuff. And I forgot which magazine he worked for or what newspaper he would work for. He would tear up the paychecks because he felt if he took money for the work he loves, then it would make him a slave of it. And this man lived there. You know how Paderewski, he's got this, like you said, this manic, but there's a joy to what he does. Even when he's talking about, he never even read Dune, right? I mean, it's just like, we could do this, this, and this. Bill Cunningham lived in some area in Carnegie Hall, that there were actually like apartments above Carnegie Hall. Him and another artist were like the last holdouts, and I think finally he got a new apartment. But Bill had that. Bill, projected this joy and stuff of what he did, and Paderewski does the same thing. And I'm just watching the documentary about Iris Apfel, and she's that little 90-something-year-old fashion plate, of how she accessorizes and stuff. And she's a character. She's the same thing. I would love to be that age and stuff, and you still have a joy of doing what you want to do, and that's why I'm doing research and stuff, because I really like it. It's different. Each topic's kind of different, and it is different, and just engaging people on what they want to know about. Anyway, that Dune thing, I mean, it's cool to watch people loving what they do. You know, go ahead.
So you have not watched it?
I saw so many of the trailers and
Okay.
stuff, and I saw some extended pieces. I just haven't seen the full.
Well,
full thing.
I will tell you this. Hearing about how he and Dali would sort of circle each other
Yeah.
was great. He goes in to this restaurant where Dali is holding court
Yeah.
with like a dozen or so people. And I'm paraphrasing all this, but he basically he asks, he says to Jodorowsky, he says, so, you know, when I go to the beach, I drive up onto the beach, and every single time I open the door and I look out, I find a clock. Do you find a clock when you go to the beach? And Jodorowsky was talking about, well, if I say yes, then this, and if I say no, then this, and either way I lose. He said, but then I got it. And he said, no, I never found a clock, but I have lost many.
Wow.
And Dali goes, okay, come see me at such and so, and we'll talk.
Wow. Wow, that is so cool. Wow.
I know, yeah. Hearing how he would go through like the initiation rites of having to deal with Dali, and they actually interviewed Dali's muse, who was with him at the time, and was talking about, you know, telling Jodorowsky, says, you need to be careful. He you know, he'll destroy this project if he can, because that's just his nature.
Right.
It's an amazing documentary. It is so you. The only person it's more you is Wolven, and I texted him immediately when the credits started, going, "You have seen this, right?"
Wow. Yeah, no, that's on my list. I mean, you know, I keep telling you to watch certain films, so that is on my list.
Oh, I know. It was one of those things where you go through your list and you go, you know what? The time is right for this one.
Yeah.
And it was so perfect because Cosette and I were just looking at each other going, this is fucking crazy.
You know what? I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when Dali and Warhol got together, because it'd be like, you know, if we put this stuff in trash cans, we can sell this. Oh yes, I can just imagine their time in the factory of just saying, "Oh, see this crumpled piece of paper? We could sell it." I could, you know, I would have, you know, loved a time machine just for that. You know, it'd be like, wow, I was right. You know. But I mean, what is he doing anyway, Jodorowsky?
He just had a film come out not too long ago. His first film in like 23 years, and apparently between Dune and now he's been doing a lot of graphic novels. He and Mobius worked together on a ton of stuff.
That's right. Holy
strip
shit.
together?
No. Oh my. Yeah, they did a strip together, John. That's why your daughter's going to get into Harvard. That's right. Holy shit. Anyway, wow. I have to see that now.
No.
So this is the moment where we're talking off screen.
Yep, sorry.
Wow.
What?
I don't know.
Did you get lost?
No. I just got thrown by the talking off mic thing.
Sorry.
Well, we were talking about Jodorowsky and the comics.
Yep.
So
and his
did
film,
he do it? Okay, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say his latest film. I looked this up. because they mentioned it at the end of the film, was where is it? The Dance of Reality,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently at Cannes this year, he said that he wants to, when he gets backing, to do The Son of El Topo.
Oh.
No doubt starring his actual son, who was, in the original and in most of the stuff.
Wow. Wow. Oh, so okay, so in everyone's, I think, Facebook feed, there is now the master class of filmmaking by Werner Herzog. So what is your take on that? And would you buy the series just to have like 20 hours of Werner Herzog just throw away money?
I have not seen this, actually. What is this?
Oh, you haven't?
No.
So lately, Alan Sorkin has one, and so does Werner Herzog, and you could actually take like a video masterclass online.
Huh.
And there's a really cool video of it.
See, I would much rather pay the same amount to have Werner Herzog read like children's poetry or something, or recipes, anything,
Oh yeah, yeah.
with his own spin on it. So Cosette sent me this. Apparently, this weekend, recording this before July 4th weekend, AMC is going to show the first season once in black and white and once in color. Nice.
Wow.
First season of what?
Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry. So that will be fun. Have you guys seen the what was it? The DVD or the Blu-ray of season 1, the 3-disc, which had the black and white first episode on it?
No.
Oh, it looks so good. I mean, because it was it was shot with Night of the Living Dead in mind. I mean, it's like the opening shot is an homage to the opening shot of Night of the Living Dead. So it's pretty great. So I may need to record that or something. Go through it later, and that's only 6 episodes, so that's not.
Oh! You mean AMC, the television station, not AMC, the movie theater?
Yeah, sorry.
I was sitting there thinking, oh, really? And then you started talking about recording it, and I'm like, that seems illegal. But now I understand.
Yeah, sorry. No, yes.
Cool.
Yep. And let's see. I have not watched any more Fear the Walking Dead, which...
Was that any good?
The first season, no. I didn't make it past the first episode, but I was intrigued at the idea of attacking basically doing the zombie apocalypse from an angle that I have not seen done very often, and certainly not on television, which is they basically escape to the open water in a yacht.
Oh, wow.
And they have a very pragmatic guy who owns the yacht. And I'm like, how do you deal with this? I mean, basically you're now having to deal with zombies in essentially, if you're in the water, they can come up at you, they can float past you, they can fall on you. So it's just I'm like, okay, you could actually do some stuff with this.
But how many like run into the water like lemmings?
Well, it depends.
I know that what's his name dealt with it for a little bit.
What, Max Brooks?
Max Brooks, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically, and Romero's dealt with it too, is that if you're a zombie and you see, humans on a boat or even in the water, you're just going to wander out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, for example, you'll appreciate this, Rox. They pass by this raft, it's just packed with people.
Yeah.
And some of the people, because they don't know what world they're in, bless their hearts. I mean, they don't know, right? Because
Right.
they don't have any zombie movies to go on. It's just happened, and they're still adjusting.
Mm-hmm.
So like, well, we need to stop. We need to help them. And the guy who owns the yacht's like, are you fucking out of your mind? He says, we don't know if any of them are infected. We don't know if any of them could turn at any second. No, we're not stopping. I mean, I'll let you off if you want to join them, but otherwise we're going to keep going. But yeah, I mean, basically you could have, and especially if you consider in the Walking Dead mythos that you're already infected,
Mm-hmm.
then if you die on a boat, dead on a boat. If you die on a boat, then now you're a zombie out at sea, basically.
Oh.
So
Wow.
you will reanimate still on the boat, and Max Brooks deals with that too. Is that basically you'll have, floating coffins full of zombies.
Yeah. Oh. I see. Okay.
That sounds like an Arcade Fire song.
So I still need to watch some more of it. I was intrigued enough, and the first episode was not terrible of the second season. So I'm hoping that maybe they got some of their shit together, because I would like to see it. You very seldom see the beginning of the end because it's very expensive to make. I mean, that's why 28 Days Later started 28 Days Later, is because they couldn't afford to do the Outbreak.
Mm.
That's basically it. What else? Let me consult my stuff.
The pause that refreshes every 15 minutes on Weekend Justice.
Absolutely.
That was a while ago.
What, the pause?
Yes.
Oh. Let's see.
It's only a little bigger than my hand.
But-
Oh, that's what she said. I will say this. I finally watched At Midnight, the Chris Hardwick hosted.
Game show?
Yes.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. It's pretty crazy. I watched it because two of the guests were Hodgman and Fozzie Bear. So,
Really?
yes. So I that was pretty goddamn funny. Trying to think of what else. I did see the first episode of the Norman Reedus show where he's on motorcycle driving about.
How was that? Because
Pretty good. I mean, the where he does the voiceover, it's obviously scripted, but you have moments where he's talking to somebody and he's like, and she mentions Monty Python. He's like, "Oh, I love Monty Python." He's obviously himself,
right.
which is kind of cool. So, oh, and speaking of Hardwick, have you seen his stand-up
I have
special?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen a special, no, but I've seen him live in person, actually.
Okay. Yeah, Fun Comfortable was the show that he recorded, and it's definitely worth seeking out. It's pretty goddamn funny.
I actually saw him. It was at the Oddball Comedy Festival, and he is actually from, well, at least his parents lived in Florida. I'm not sure if he's from here, but his dad had passed away about a week before he had did that show or something along those lines, and but he was really funny though. Still, he talked about it, but. That was great story, John. Great story.
Well, I have a meeting tomorrow, so I need to go.
Do you have any recommendations before you go?
Do.
For all your For all your research needs.
For all your research needs, please contact spazhousellc@gmail.com. We're working on our website, which will be spazhousellc.com. We could handle any type of research for nonprofit, for-profit, editorial use, fact-checking, deep research, and we have the cool product called Roadmap, how to do research for yourself. Also, let's see, so I went to this library conference, and I came back with like 80 books. So, but I won't be recommending those anytime soon because they're those, you can't quote them, and I don't want us to get us into trouble, but, that might happen. Let's see, one of the books I was reading, I'm actually in a book club, and
Oh, that's right. How is that going?
It's interesting. It's very interesting.
Okay. Is that interesting as in, why am I here, or interesting as in...
It's, you get together and you have wine and you talk about it for a little bit. So one of the books we read was The Journey Home by Ramnath Swami. This is a guy who during the early 70s went on like a giant walkabout, and he was Jewish, and he became an Indian Swami. So he's got all sorts of adventures and stuff like that. I'm reading also The Social Life of Information by John Seeley Brown and Paul Duguide. This is for work. This is research. It's really interesting if you have that interest. That it's one of those books that you actually make notations in. Of how long, it's really hard to describe, really. Like one is on innovating organization and husbanding knowledge, which is really the crux of what we're doing, of finding in the information, putting into a resource that we could share to our clients. So actually that's a really bad recommendation. So
Nice.
Yeah. I've been kind of busy. I'll recommend Game of Thrones. Okay, I'll recommend Iris, about Iris Apfelfell, and I will recommend the documentary about Bill Cunningham, who was from the New York Times. Again, we talked about that earlier. Apparently, a friend of mine said it's streaming on Hulu, it's on Amazon Prime, and DVD is at Netflix.
Cool.
Yes. And Pedorovsky, just because he's crazy in the world.
He absolutely is.
Yes. Oh my God! You know what? I never talked about my job, my short job as a superhero occupational consultant. Did I? It was for a summer camp. So I was hired to help out at the Apex Theater Studio a couple weeks ago, and my friend Ian Mayers opened up a studio, and it's summer, so he is dealing with summer camps, weekly summer camps. The summer camp before the superhero comic book camp that I was part of, they did staged combat. So he's trying to get into the market of theater camp for, boys, because most theater camps, it's like you're going to do Annie, you're going to do Rent, or whatever, Miss Saigon, whatever.
He wants to do My Dinner with Andre, Oh, Calcutta.
Yeah.
Faces
Just like that. Oh my gosh, yes. So
Faces
anyway,
of Death on Ice. There you go.
So the summer camp was really cool because what they did, it was like 10 kids, 8 to 10 kids, and from day one, they all had a superhero idea. And it was I was there to help them actually, help them think what their character does, what is their backstory, how they're okay. So there was this one kid, Taylor, really cute kid, and the range was like 7 until I think like 12, 7 to 12 in age. Taylor had a character, his name was the Bullet, so he was like the Flash. I'm like, okay, so explain to me. And the thing is I don't talk down to kids. I talk to kids like I talk to you guys, and that's anyway. I said, okay.
Someone needs to save those kids.
So I said, so you run real fast. I said, what is your outfit? He goes, well, it's like Kevlar and this and that. And I said, okay, so what happens? You're running really fast and a bee hits you. And he goes, well, it bounces off my Kevlar. I said, yeah, but what if it bounced? I said, what if it hit your eye? And he went, I didn't think of that. I'm like, you got to think of that. What are you going to do about your eyes? You're going to run into bugs and you're going to go blind. There was that. Then there was this girl. Oh, my God. She was Star Knight. Her character was Star Knight. Her alter ego. And that was the thing, too. I said, look, you got to talk about your alter ego. You can't just be this person all the time. She was a chiropractor. Her alter ego was a chiropractor.
I was about to say, if she was a superhero chiropractor,
yeah,
I could track you from 50 yards.
Her superpower was like celestial stuff. I said, so if a comet is going by or a meteor is going by, can you pull that down? She went, yeah. I said, okay, so what, and then we talked about like the pivotal regret or the mistake you made, and I said, so what if your character was in a football game and you pulled down a meteorite into a stadium?
Holy shit! How old are these kids?
All right, so Nolly was, I don't know, 8. Oh my God! And the thing is, and these kids, oh my God! So Taylor went home and he found a beanie and he actually cut out a felt letter B and put it. I posted a picture of the beanie hat, and glued it. I'm like, where'd you get this? He goes, I made it. I'm like, oh my God! So these kids for a whole week, 5 days, and we're gonna actually do these once a month now. Develop their character that they'll do. They talked about their story, the backstory, villains, had a whole thing, and then there were like theater games, and which was really cool because their drawing capabilities isn't that much. It's they're the age that they are. I said, look, there is knowing theater. You can actually then pose and think through 3-dimensionally what your character wants to do when you're writing the story. I said Disney did that. They would have a mirror and they would make facial expressions. I said, so you need to do this. So it was really freaking cool for the entire week. But yeah, I actually had like a black jacket on and I had like a notepad, like, it was like a real job interview type of thing. So that was fun. That was really, really fun. And that went over really well, that they're going to have a summer camp for it again next year. And it's just going to be me and Ian running it, and then he'll have this. He always has somebody help. So we would demonstrate the interview with, like, it was Shannon. So she's an actress, and so she's like, so what comic? Because she wasn't really a comic book person. I said, Amazing Spider-Man's really good. Oh my God! So anyway, my friend Ian started this thing. He goes, I know nothing. So it was like a last-minute phone call. So he goes, we didn't even pretend. We didn't know. We didn't know. But there were 2 girls. All the kids knew comics, but there were 2 in particular that really knew their shit. So I go in and I start going blah, 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 and one turns to the other, and my friend Ian hears them. She goes, yeah, we can't lie to her. She knows her stuff.
What were they going to try to put over on you?
I don't know. Well, the thing is kids smell, that you're lying to them. They can, if you're, but I was the real deal, so they actually opened up to me, when it came to talking about, their characters and what they wanted to develop as a storyline. So, and it was really cool. It's fun. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, though. Thank God I don't have kids. I'd be exhausted.
I think you should figure out how to spin that into a business. Have you considered? No.
Oh, a life coach for superheroes.
Yeah, I mean that needs to be that needs to be like your new podcast or something. It's just, but have you considered what would happen if your earthquake powers caused California to fall into the Pacific Ocean? I'm only 6. I don't fucking care.
Oh my God! There was one girl. She had her power was she kept everybody alive. I'm like,
what?
Yeah, for some reason.
That could be horrific.
I know. I told her that. I said, you really need to think this through. She goes, yeah, but nobody will kill me. I said, no. However, they will try to find ways of removing you because you are a threat, and this is why.
And
everybody's life depends on you living. And you know what the thing is when I explained this, these kids got it. It wasn't like, no, you can't do that. I explained why, and these kids got it. That's cool. That was the cool thing about the whole process.
I'm just thinking, if you keep everyone alive, then even the people that really need to die, like, please,
yes.
Oh, I can't stop. You can't die because of me.
Yeah. Yes. And two, everybody knew who she was. I said, this was the chiropractor girl. I said, okay, you need to think. I said, there's going to be times you want downtime. And I said, if everybody knows you exist and we all know that, our life depends on you, you're going to have stalkers. There's going to be a time when you want to go back to your chiropractic world and you can't do it. And she went, huh.
Oh, wow.
So, trust me, I think I got more out of that class than they did.
That should be, forget writing a book about how to buy a business or not to buy a business. You should write a book basically with case studies that you make up about being a life coach for superheroes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've thought this through. That's the title. I don't know if you've thought this through. Case studies of superheroes.
I'm writing that down.
Please do, because that is now a book I want to read. So I need to read that. Oh my God. But see here's the other thing, is that you need another camp where you could go and be the supervillain life coach.
Oh, well, we did supervillains too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, it was fun. So we even did like a theater game where it was, when the hero is there and the villain is there to taunt them. We did so it was a mix of drawing, talking over your characters, and then theater games or stuff like that. We act out stuff from, like, not movies, but a lot of the kids came up with, scenarios and stuff, and that was really cool. The taunting, and since it was an acting class, my friend Ian actually said, okay, like there's the high voice, the mid-range voice, the deep, he goes, if you ever, like, Taylor, I'm surprised. He's like, yeah, like in Game of Thrones where, the soldiers are all talking like this. It's like, wait a minute, you watch Game of Thrones. You're like 7 or 8. Anyway, but they understood the range that you use in your voice and stuff. And I told them, I said, some comic book writers, when they write, they actually... Did you ever see The Whole Wide World about Robert E. Howard?
No.
Well, they did this really cool thing and it was D'Onofrio who was playing him. He's typing away and he's actually vocalizing all the Conan type stuff, and that's what I was telling the kids. I said, if you want to write, you have to do that. It's a good movie. It was really good when it came out. Renee Zellweger's in that.
See, I can, Rox, I can see you going, so tell me, Christian, what is your superhero? I'm going to be an agent of the night. Well, you need to rethink that voice because you're going to lose your voice after a couple of nights of that nonsense, okay?
Yeah. Yes. Speaking of which, I know I should be going, but there's a woman that does that. She's a vocal coach for death metal groups. She was on Terry Gross. You heard that one, right?
I have not heard that one, but I've heard Henry Rollins talk about a similar guy, a doctor on the West Coast who helped him when he was fucking up his voice while in Rollins' band. So
this is a woman that does it. And she goes, yeah, I deal with a lot of death metal people. It's just like, the ones that just do that. It's like, I can train them how to not, shred their vocal cords, so. On that note, I need to scoot.
All right. Thanks, Rox.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, my. So, John, what else you got, or do you just have a recommendation of some kind?
I can go into recommendations.
Go, do it.
So what I would recommend is NFC stickers. Little NFC tags you place around your life to make your computing, your smartphone smartness work effectively. So basically what I did is on Amazon, they have these various little, for like $10 you can get like 10 little NFC stickers. And I have one like next to my bed, and I have one in my car, and I have one at my desk at work. And all I have to do is just tap my phone against it, and it adjusts the settings for my cell phone for that particular environment that I happen to be in. In the case of
okay.
Like at home, it'll turn on the Wi-Fi and turn down the notifications and blah blah blah. When I get in my car, it'll open up a couple of apps that I use, Waze and my podcatcher, and it will turn off the Wi-Fi and turn on the Bluetooth. So it activates in the car. So various things like this, and it's just sort of like a pseudo life hack, if you will. But
cool.
But for $10, hey, and it's really easy. There's apps out there on depending upon if you're using Apple or if you're using Android, that you can program. You just basically program the chip to be here. Whenever I touch this, the chip is programmed for that. And so the side effect of this too is that anybody else that uses that thing, that chip will get the same exact settings as you. So if they go and they tap it, they'll get the same settings that you had. So it's pretty cool. And, again, it's like, $10 or something on Amazon. I bought it through needcoffee.com/Amazon has NFC chips that you can buy that will make your life a little bit easier and make all this setting stuff go away .com. So that is my recommendation.
Well, that sort of makes sense. And I'm now intrigued to see if that what models of the iPhone that works with, because Cosette comes home and has what's that?
Well, of course I have a Samsung, so
I'm amazed anything works. Hail Hydra. But no, when she gets home, she has a reminder to turn her Wi-Fi on. But it would be kind of cool if she could come in the door and just go bow.
You just tap the little doohickey and
yep,
set.
So yes, if you want NFC stickers, or if you want KFC stickers or any kind of FC stickers, You go to needcoffee.com/Amazon, and if you purchase anything through there, whether it's a 99-cent MP3 or a $99 container of coyote urine, it doesn't matter. We get kickbacks for it, and we appreciate it.
So you have seen my purchase history then?
I knew that. I wasn't sure it was you, but you've just confirmed it. Oh. My plan has worked perfectly. Okay, so apart from Hodorowski's Dune, which we were talking about, which is available for like $4 on Amazon streaming, I want to recommend some music. Cinematic Orchestra is kind of like exactly what it says on the tin. It's a very cinematic sounding orchestra. I honestly don't know how else to describe it. It's perfect for writing music in the background. Specifically thinking of their album In Motion #1, which has got some great stuff on it. I've been doing some. I've got a list of artists that I've been trying to get caught up on and basically do a deep dive in. It's as deep as it goes into their stuff. I mean, I've done Janis Joplin and Maceo Parker and some other people that like with Janis Joplin, I've got Janis Joplin's greatest hits. I've got Pearl. I'm like, well, what else is there? So that's what I mean by deep dive, just going through and trying to find whatever I can. However, I did go through a lot of stuff by Aesop Rock, which is a lot of fun. And his latest album is The Impossible Kid. And he's very interesting rapper with very strange lyrics and an excellent flow. And his remix of the Figure remix of his song Coffee is one of my favorite remixes. And the stuff that he did with Kimya Dawson, who most people know from Moldy Peaches and the Juno soundtrack, their, I guess, quote unquote, small super group, The Uncluded, is a lot of fun as well. Also been all over the map as far as music goes. I found an album by Generoso Toho Jimenez. I have no idea if I just said that properly.
As you do.
Of course. And from what I can tell, a trombone player, and it's a great jazz kind of album. It's called El Trombone Majadero, which I tried to find out what Majadero means, because I mean, I have a minor in Spanish, but all I kept saying was pestle, and I'm like, the trombone pestle, as in mortar and pestle? I have no idea. But that's very nice. And also, everyone knows Louis Prima. Even if they don't know Louis Prima, they do, because he was King Louis. He was the voice of King Louis in the original Jungle Book. What's that?
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, Louis Prima. And there's a great album that he did with Keely Smith called, I believe it's just called Louis Prima and Keely Smith. And they do some excellent standards, like, They Can't Take That Away From Me, and I've Got You Under My Skin, and Let's Call the Whole Thing Off. It's pretty great, because they're doing it not straight, because they're both slight goofballs, but they are very talented goofballs, so it just works. So yeah, I would recommend those 4 albums. And of course, if folks are following me on Facebook, as part of my therapy, I've been doing what I call Track of the Day, where I will just post a track each day of stuff that is not as widely known as some other tracks, things that I found. And I listen to way too much music, so I listen to all of it, and then I pass the savings on to you. So there you have that. So that's good. I feel better already. So I guess, John, you and I again have survived.
We survived
to the end of another episode of Weekend Justice. Granted, I did get a boost by taking a nap during the Game of Thrones discussion.
You would have to.
Yeah, and Scott just fell asleep, I guess. I don't know. I assumed you guys had bumped him off in Game of Thrones style. So
we can't slit his throat.
What's that?
We served him a pie of made of other people.
Oh, wow. How very Titus Andronicus of you. So So yes, I think it's time, John, that we should flee into the night. But before we do, we should take a moment to simply say, Funchi.
Funchi! Oh, Funchi!
It's like a it's like a goofy version of the life essence that you can harness to turn into an Iron Fist.
Yeah, it is. Except I was thinking it's like more like a cheese fist. You know, like
Cheese Fist?
yeah, Funchi.
Now, depending on the cheese, you could really do some damage because there's hard cheese.
Yeah.
Or there's soft cheese. Like maybe you just want to stun somebody, so you get them with a nice thing of fresh mozzarella, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Or you just Edam slap them. that is an actual move. That the Edam slap.
That's pretty Gouda.
Yeah. Oh God. All right, we should go now before we do a whole bunch of other cheese puns, and we're here for another 3 hours.
Alrighty, if you say so.
Yep, I'm gonna have to go Limburger up.
Nice.
Good night.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh.